Hello, everyone, and welcome to our history class. Today, I, Priyanka Lala, will be taking a topic of history. Before we start with our topic, students, we all have studied what Vedic civilization is. The civilization that is based on Vedic literature is known as Vedic civilization. The Vedas are considered to be our earliest literatures. The Vedas were composed by many sages or rishis. We all have studied this in the earlier class. But we also have studied the four Vedas, that is, the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samveda, and Atharva Veda. Let's have a quick summary about these four Vedas. The Rig Veda. Each verse of the Veda is known as a Richa. So, the Veda consisting of Richas is called Rig Veda. Richa means a verse composed to praise a deity. When a number of richas are put together to praise a particular deity, the poetic composition is known as sukta. The second Veda is the Yajur Veda. The Yajur Veda contains mantras uttered during a yagna. Yajur Veda provides guidance about how and when the different mantras must be chanted during the yagna rites. As we can see in this picture, the sages, the rishis, are performing a yagna. This is known as the yagna. And the third Veda is Samveda. The Samveda provides guidance on singing Rig Vedic verses to set a rhythm and tune at the time of yagna rites. The third Veda being the Atharva Veda. Now students, Atharva Veda is different from the three Vedas that we've already learned. The Atharva Veda is named after Atharva Rishi. So there was a Rishi named Atharva, and after that this Veda has been named. As I said, this Veda is different from the other three Vedas. It is more concerned with many things in the day-to-day life of the people. It includes solutions to advertises and diseases. It also provides information about medical herbs. So Atharva Veda is totally different from all the three Vedas. So the four Vedas that we've already learned is the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samveda, and Atharva Veda. We've all seen what Vedic civilization was. But today, we'll be learning what happened before the Vedic civilization. Yes, that's correct. The topic for today is Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. So students, we've seen what Janas mean. Janas were the small tribal community that used to govern. And Janapadas means when the Janapadas started settling down. That is when the Janapadas came into existence. The period from about 1000 BC to 600 BC is considered to be the post-Vedic period. It is in this period that the Janapadas came into existence. Janapadas were the many small states that spread from today's Afghanistan, which is to the northwest of the Indian subcontinent, to Bengal and Odisha in the east, and to Maharashtra in the south. The names of these Janapadas can be found in Sanskrit, Pali, and Ardhamagdi literature. One can also find this information about them in the writings of the Greek historians. So, after the post-Vedic period, the Janapadas came into existence. That is when the Janas started settling down. And the many small states spread through Afghanistan to India. Also, the Janapadas can be found in different languages, and also the information can be found that has been written by the Greek historians. Some Janapadas had a Gana Parishad of senior citizens. Members of the Gana Parishad came together for discussions and made decisions regarding the administrative issues. The place where this discussion took place was known as the Santnagar. So the senior members of the Janapadas took decisions regarding the administrative issues. They even came together for some discussions, and this was known as the Gana Parishad. But where all the decisions were taken place was known as the Santnagar. Gautam Buddha hailed from the Shakya Republic, and every Janapada had its own coinage. Coinage here means currency. So every Janapada had its own currency. For example, now India has rupee and US has dollars. In the same sense, every Janapada has its own coinage. So students, as you can see the map of the Janapadas and Mahajanapadas that was spread from Afghanistan to India, you can see the different Janapadas and Mahajanapadas in the map. Now that we've understood what Janapadas are, students, can you tell me what the Santnagar was? That's correct. As we can see here, the place where the discussions took place of all the decisions of the administrative issues taken by the senior citizens was known as the Santnagar. Very well done, students. Now we know what Janapadas are. Let's know what Mahajanapadas were and the different Mahajanapadas. There were total 16 Mahajanapadas, and out of that, we'll be learning about the four Mahajanapadas that are Kosla, Vatsa, Avanti, and Magda. Let's learn about our first Mahajanapada, that is the Kosla. So, Kosla was located in the foothills of Himalayas in the regions of Uttar Pradesh and Nepal. So, as you can see, Kosla was in Uttar Pradesh and Nepal. This is Kosla. The famous cities of Kosla were Shravasti, Kushwati, and Saket, and Shravasti was the capital of Kosla. King Prasenjit was a contemporary of Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir, and later Kosla was merged with Magda. So we all saw a sentence over here, students. King Prasenjit was a contemporary of Gautam Buddha and Mahavir, Vardhaman Mahavir. What contemporary means here is Gautam Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir started the Buddhist community and the Jain community respectively. So when this was starting, King Prasenjit was alive. Even Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir were alive. So that is when the Buddhist community and the Jain community started. Now let's move ahead to our next Mahajanapada, that is the Vatsa. Vatsa was located in the region around Prayag, that is the Allahabad. Prayag is known now in Uttar Pradesh. Kosam was the capital of Vatsa. It was an important center for trade. And King Udayana was a contemporary of Gautam Buddha. After King Udayana, the state of Vatsa could not maintain its independent existence for a long time. The king of Avanti Mahajanapada conquered the state. So after King Udayana died or ended his reign, state of Vatsa, the Vatsa Mahajanapada, was not able to maintain its independence. Therefore, king of Avanti Mahajanapada took over that state. Now let's see where Vatsa is in the map. You all can see the Vatsa over here. Vatsa was over here. Now let's move ahead to our third Mahajanapada, that is Avanti. What we learned in the last Mahajanapada is the king of Avanti took over Vatsa Mahajanapada. Why? Because after the rule of King Udayana, the state of Vatsa was not able to maintain its independence. Now let's learn about Avanti Mahajanapada. It was located in the Malwa region of Madhya Pradesh. Ujjain, that is now Ujjain, known as Ujjaini, was the capital. The king of Avanti, Pradyot, was a contemporary of Gautam Buddha and Mahavir, Vardhaman Mahavir. During the reign of King Nandivaran, the state of Avanti was merged with Magda Empire. Even before this, we saw Magda Empire acquired one of the Mahajanapadas. Can you name one? That's correct. Kosla was also merged with Magda, and during the reign of King Nandivardhan, Avanti also got merged with Magda Empire. So students, let's see where Avanti Mahajanapada was on the map. Can you identify? That's correct. This is Avanti Mahajanapadas. And the last Mahajanapada that we'll be learning today is Magda. Can you all name the two Mahajanapada that Magda had acquired? That's correct. It was Avanti and Kosla. Magda was spread throughout the regions of Gaya, Patna in Bihar, and some regions in Bengal. The capital of Magda was Rajgir, that is Rajgir. Jivika, the famous physician, was at the court of Bimbisara. So, the court of Bimbisara means Bimbisara was the king of Magda. Bimbisara had become a follower of Gautam Buddha. So, King Bimbisara became the follower of Gautam Buddha. So, with this, students, we come to an end to today's class. We saw what Janapadas and Mahajanapadas are. Janapadas are nothing but the small states that are spread throughout Afghanistan to today's Maharashtra in the south. And we learnt about four Mahajanapadas. If you could name them in the map, those are Avanti, Magda, Kosla, and that's correct. Kosla, Vatsa, Avanti, and Magda. These are the four Mahajanapadas that we learnt about today. But before we end our class, students, let's answer a few questions. I want you all to pause this video and answer the following questions. What are Janapadas? I'll repeat. What are Janapadas? Name any two Mahajanapadas. We learned four Mahajanapadas today. I want you all to name any two Mahajanapadas. And who was the king of Magda? Who was the king of Magda? Very good. You all might have answered all the three questions correctly. I have a very interesting activity for you all before this class ends. This is a Google form. You can find this link in the description box. Please click on it and you'll find a few interesting questions. Please answer it for me. But no class is over without the homework. So the homework for you all today is write the names of the 16 Mahajanapadas in the proper places on an outline map of India. So what you have to do is you have to get a map from the stationery shop and you have to name the 16 Mahajanapadas that were there. Great. I hope you all might have enjoyed the class and we'll meet in the next class. Till then, stay safe. Thank you, students.